Eco Village has had kind of a long and varied life. It started as a play off Broadway that went up in 2019 that I like kind of self-produced. And it was based off of kind of inspired by personal experiences that I'd had at a series of like hippie commune kind of like art commune kind of spaces, particularly like the Bread and Puppet Theater in Vermont, which I spent a summer at after college, which I thought was like amazing and inspiring and sexy in a lot of ways. And then also had these kind of like glaring issues and, these kind of, utopias or these like summer kind of paradises that kind of implode when people break the rules a little bit. So basically I wrote a play about that experience. And after the play, I really had this feeling of like I wanted it to be a film. Like I felt like what I loved about theater, which is still my first love, is like text and the sophistication psychologically of language. But this was a summer love romance story. And so like the lushness of the woods, which had been such a big part of what had made that experience so rich for me. And honestly, like the sexuality and the kind of chemistry, like that's not really what theater is optimized for. Whereas like film is like so visual and lush and just visceral in that way. And so it really felt like it was wanting to be a film and also to up the musical elements, which had been like kind of interspersed through the play, but I wanted to lean into more. And so that was where the idea to make it a film happened. And it was basically just 6 characters on one location in the woods in a house. And so it felt achievable. And so, yeah, I had my script from the play. I adapted it into the film. Linz was a big part of making it less talky and more cinematic and visual. Although I do think that like it does retain the elements of like kind of like a language in a way that's important to me and feels I hope like kind of somewhat like literary compared to like, it's not like mumblecore. That's not the style. So yeah,
Right.
that's sort of where the film came from.
And I think that what she means by that, by like, making it less talky and taking or making it more cinematic is, like in a play, like it can be so like sequential in that like you're kind of setting up information for other things. And so because like the world is so small on a stage, there's more in universe speaking that needs to be done to like contextualize what's happening, right? But there were so many better ways of showing that in film and visually and things like that, and to have these transitions. I mean, even the transitions in the film, like I thought that there needed to be something that was like distinct, and so that's why we kind of used the end of the film rolls and things like that, something dynamic, because like in the play it was like this like drum that would bang or this gong or whatever, and so like to like insinuate like the passing of time, right? And so we still needed like that pacing in it. There was just like kind of better ways to do it now that like we had this medium.